If there was a 10-year-old kid stood here now and the 10-year-old said, guys, what do you think I should focus on?
I would say two things. One is going back to human skills. Learn how to be a good friend to your friends.
Okay, how do I learn that?
You're going to really need that. How does a 10-year-old learn that, or how do you and I learn that?
Both.
A 10-year-old learns it, that when they go and have a play date at a friend's house, a smart parent takes away all the phones and make the kids go play. That when they have a fight, the parents make them say sorry. Go over to your friend's house and knock on the door, and you're going to say sorry for the thing that you did. We're going to teach kids how to resolve conflict. We're going to teach kids how to pay compliments. We're going to teach kids how to take accountability. And these are all the skills of, well, what did you do wrong? You know, it's not always the school or the teacher. Maybe your kid is disruptive. And so accountability is a real thing. And so I think if we teach those things to 10-year-olds and to adults, I think it makes for a better society. And the other thing is go learn a real skill. And I don't mean like prompting isn't a real skill. That's not what I mean. It's what I said before, which is it's the excruciating, like what makes great relationships great is not that you get along all the time. The best marriages, the best relationships, they're not absent of conflict. It's they know how to resolve conflict peacefully. By the way, I believe in world peace. I don't believe in a world without conflict. I believe a world in which we can resolve our conflict peacefully without the need to go to war to resolve conflict. This is why I like democracies, because democracies can solve conflict without bullets. Go do something difficult. Build something, design something, imagine something, write something. And by the way, I'm totally fine even if you plug it into ChatGPT and say, tell me what's wrong with this. Your grammar's all screwed up. Like I said, I am smarter because I did it. The reason I'm more confident than when I was younger. People talk about you get wise with age, confident as you get older. And yes, that's all true, and there's multiple reasons for it. But I think one of the reasons is the things that are happening to me now, I've gone through those things before. They were scary and kept me up at night the first time, and now I'm not afraid of it anymore. And so I think what happens as you gain experience is you lose fear. And if ChatGPT or whatever AI product we use does everything for us, I think you just end up scared.
One of the things that I'm contending with at the moment, with this new technology that's arrived, being an entrepreneur, seeing this huge opportunity, thinking about the dot-com boom and all the great opportunity that created, people talking about the age of abundance and all these things, is I'm contending with the question on a personal level, which is, when is enough enough? And maybe this question is more pertinent now than ever in a world where creating stuff, building stuff, starting a company, launching a book, the cost of creating these things, whether they're good or not so good, has gone to basically zero.
Yep.
So we can all theoretically, from our computers now, become movie directors and authors and software developers. And so with this possibility, opportunity, and the thing we need to deploy is intention. Like, what do I do? What is the thing that's going to lead me to happiness? Do I pursue all of these things and start building and creating and running off down that path to climb some ladder? Or do I take a second? When is enough enough? And as an entrepreneur who is in this moment, has a lot of resources, could roll the dice, could start all these new companies, could do all of these things, when is enough enough?
Now. Right, like there's something to be said for gratitude. And if you want to make it money, we know the data on this, right? I think once you reach, I can't remember the number, it's $70,000 a year of income. Money can't buy happiness. Like it absolutely buys happiness up to a certain level, which is survival and then a little bit more, you know? But once you reach a certain level, like there's no discernible increase in happiness that comes with money. Now, what money buys is options. What money buys is time. Those things are true. And you said it, like some of the people that you and I know who have made generational wealth, they're not discernibly happy. The ones that are happier were happy before they made the money. And the ones who thought the money would buy them happiness, or worse, the money took away their purpose because when they made the money, they were driven by something that they accidentally made the money. They built businesses those were their passions and their cause. And then the money came and they weren't building the thing anymore. And it also gets to the question is, why is it that small companies are more innovative than big companies? You think about it, when you say what's the secret for innovation, when you want to have resources, you want to have great people, and you want to have great market opportunities, and then you can have great ideas. Okay, so big companies have tons of money, they have all the best people, they have mature marketplaces that people generally know who they are. Then you have little companies that have no money, they don't have enough people, nobody knows who they are, and there's shit market conditions, and yet they're more innovative. And then big companies innovate by buying the little companies. You know, that's basically what happens. Why is that the rule? And so it goes directly to this, I think. I think the reason is because when you're small, your ambitions are bigger than the resources you have to achieve those ambitions. Every small business has outsized ambitions beyond objectively stupid. You look at what they have and what they've got, and they tell you where they're going to be, and you're just like, no. And yet some of them do. And I think the problem with big companies is their ambitions are well within their capabilities of their resources. In other words, their vision isn't big enough. And I think your vision has to be bigger than the amount of money, resources, and intelligence that you have to achieve that. And what that produces is creativity. And so it goes right back to this, which is if we can do so much with AI, then we need bigger visions. And so when you ask me, how do you find happiness? I think that we need to set our sights on things that are bigger than finite success. And I think we do need a gratitude practice. Regardless of how little or how much you have, to be grateful for what you do have is a profound impact. I had a conversation with somebody recently, actually. It was a business problem, and they wanted to change the goals. And I said, we can't just change the goals because they're difficult, so we might miss the goal. It's true, yes, we have a very aggressive goal, and the likelihood of us hitting it is incredibly low, but why would we lower it? And they said to me, I don't like to fail, they said. I don't like to fail, and I know you don't either. And I said, that's where you're wrong. That's where you're wrong. I have spent most of my life a failure, and I'm very comfortable being a failure. And I think of myself not as a success. I think of myself as a failure. And that's because my ambitions are bigger than my skills or my ability to achieve those ambitions. And so almost everything I've done, with a couple of exceptions, have fallen short of what I had hoped for. I'm very comfortable with that, because failing at 80% is really much better than succeeding at 30%. And I think this idea of fear of failure and embracing failure, I don't want to fail, but I think it's important to have dreams that are beyond your skills or your resources, because that's where creativity comes from. That's where resourcefulness comes from. And now we go back to AI. AI is not going to figure that out. The importance of doing the work yourself, of writing the book, painting the painting, choreographing the dance, composing the symphony, building the business, having the difficult conversations, stumbling and bumbling. Let's say you have a fight with your girlfriend. You don't want to be in a fight. You don't like being in a fight. You want to do the right thing. So you go to ChatGPT and you be like, my girlfriend and I had a fight. This is what the fight was about, okay? I think I did some stuff wrong. I think she did some stuff wrong. This is exactly what happened. Tell me what to do. And you go, babe, I just want you to know I want to take full accountability. I'm really sad that this happened, and I want you to know that I care about this relationship. And she says to you, did you get this answer from ChatGPT? And you go, I did. How's that gonna go? Right? Now, you did everything right. You did everything right. You did everything right. But for the fact, and it goes right back to what you said, which is it removed the humanity, it removed the personality, it's artificial, it's fake. It's everything you said about the job interview, it's everything you said about all those other things, about all the resumes, all of the pitch decks. It's not you telling me sorry, it's ChatGPT telling me sorry. And even though you went with good intention to get it right, I would rather you get it wrong and bumble and fumble it with me and be like, babe, I don't know how to do this, I'm an asshole. And then she fights with you because you get it wrong and you rumble through it together. And what happens when you come, you've had this happen, I know, because everybody has. When you come out of the fight, you're closer. Not because you got it right, because you got it wrong. And if you learn the skill, and you get better and better and better and better, and you do learn the skill of saying the right thing, and you do learn the skill, she knew it wasn't because you asked AI in the moment because you just wanted to resolve the problem and remove the tension. It's because you learned the skill for the time that you don't know when it's going to happen, because you're equipped for this relationship. And it's that investment in the relationship rather than trying to transactionally solve the problem before me. And that's the difference. Mm-hmm. It's infinite versus finite. It's transaction versus, it's destination versus journey. I'm in the journey of this relationship versus I have a destination. I got to solve this problem now, otherwise this is going to destroy my relationship. And all of this is coming full circle. And it comes right back to everything we started this. And I think it's hilarious that you're having a conversation with me about AI, because I'm not an AI expert and I'm not in the AI business, but I am in the humanity business. And I think everything we're talking about from every angle, we're battle testing this idea. And what we can't get away from is human beings really want human beings. And human beings really want human experiences. And human beings really want things made by human beings. And we are not only okay with, we want imperfection, because imperfection is the sign of human.
I was just thinking about how when I'm in an argument with my partner, if she was perfect, if she was completely composed, if she was looking at me without emotion, without expression, and if she was spewing ChatGPT-like responses back at me, it would be a little bit infuriating, but also it would be completely dehumanizing, as you say. And it's funny how actually, even in conflict, I want emotion, I want imperfection, I want human resonance. So it's interesting, because I've been thinking about what my
struggle is a good thing.
Yeah.
And I think in our modern day and age, we have underappreciated and underrepresented the value of struggle. And if you ask anybody in their life, tell me about a time in your career where you felt, boy, this is the most amazing thing I've ever done. I'm so glad I'm a part of this. It's not the big win. It's not the big success. It's not we finished everything on time and under budget. It's, oh my God, this one thing went horribly wrong. Oh my God, it went so badly. And yet the way we came together, and all of our relationships, professional, personal, romantic, whatever they are, right? All of our relationships get better when we go through struggle together.